to have a powerful martial energy and was linked to Mars. Antares actually means not Mars, due to its place on the ecliptic and the possibility of it being mistaken for the red planet. And Orion also had a reputation as having the ability to bring bad luck. The red giant in Taurus that forms the Isle of the Bull, Aldebaran, is a beautiful sight on a winter's night, although once upon a time it was thought that staring at it too much could bring obsession, confusion, and danger. If you've ever wondered why the center of a dartboard is called the bullseye, now you know.
Bang!
Spending some time with these stars, gazing at them and allowing yourself to feel their influence will tell you more than you can imagine.
Allow yourself to feel their influence. We're talking energy, frequency, vibration, man. We got cut off unexpectedly on the last part, man. So we're picking it right up. As a matter of fact, man, let's go, man. So we've been dealing on this retrograde, this Tehuti retrograde, man. And let's just take it back. Let's take it back. We're just talking the dog-headed, right? We're talking the baboon. We're talking the Anubis. We're talking the Thoth, Tehuti, Hermes, Trigonogestes. They say the angel Gabriel. They say Mashiach, messenger Mercury, right? Oh, man. I love y'all, man. Keep rocking the drop. Keep dropping these great comments you're doing, man. Your comments are extending our series, and we just realized that there ain't no time, man. It's only the wave, man. So it's right on, it's in battle time, man. Love to Sean, Chris. Let's get a few of these. Are we talking shape shifters or MJ Thriller? Okay, I mean, they howling at the moon, man. Quam for the vision, Quam to build the empire, drop nation. We Quam, man. Yosef the real, what it do, man? Hey, I don't know what Nick be on. So the fruit of life is the human body, specifically male. It's the head, both arms, both legs, penis being the sixth limb. Female would be 5. This makes sense considering we are the elements personified, the elements in motion. I believe the swastika also represented this originally, man. I don't know what Nick be on, but Nick be on. Make sure you subscribe to the Bros channel, as well as Yosef the Real. They popping off, as well as CJ Battle. Get that drop. Bobby Alvarado, I see the shroud of light around Terrance that surrounds me. I thought I was losing my mind, but so very true. I just found your site today only to find out my mind is spirituality is expanding. Beautiful that I dance with the angels, our God self, who we are, our own ancestors. You dig? I love what you're doing. Oh my, the things I see with my eyes closed. We just seeing the greater light, not the lesser light, the greater light. Love to again, tomorrow khandrop. As soon as I'm able, I'll bring it to the table. I love what you do for all of us. So while knows we need it, don't stop the steady water. Hey man, A-hop to y'all. Already dropping the steady water, man. I truly appreciate that. Right quick, man. You know what I mean? So let's get some A-hop out. Let's get some A-hop right out, man. To the real ones, to the fam, man, that, are jumping to the front lines, man, and our calls, man. Just making sure our vision is popping off. Love to the family Charles, man. Love to CJ Battle. Love to Charles Williams. Love to Jerry, Jakari, Strickland. And, all those dropping on the PayPal donations, man. My sister, Cicely, got to call you out because you're great. Appreciate you. Renana, hey, Arlene Kamazuli. You already know we in battle time. Just some of the supporters that's, making sure that the wave, man, and the water keeps flowing, that these particular investigations continue, man. So, A-hop, we just surfing the wave, man. Love to Bobby Alvarado. I dig your work. I am Hopi and live in an Indian reservation in California. My spiritual eye is open for a couple of years. Your work is spot on. We're just talking about the Hopi, right? Connected with this this whole, red Kachina, blue Kachina. We've been talking about this red star, this dog star. Let's go. I heard this Yahweh name is a Canaan God. All right. Okay, gigantic. Love to the family. Beyond understanding, it's all starting to make sense. Even us Caucasian people have been deceived to the truth of who we are. Who is who? Deception everywhere. I get it. I get that. You know what I mean? So everyone got to just choose up, man. Love to beyond understanding. Nori. All praise to the Most High. Shalawah to the family. I heard from a Caribbean friend that there was a folk tale that said the Most High asked a dog when he was going to finish a task, and the dog said, Demen or dementia, which means tomorrow. But it forgot to give thanks to the Creator for the privilege of living another day, which was the reason the Most High took their speech away. Out of all the folklores I've heard over the years, this always resonated with me. Thank you for the wata. Come, may the Most High keep blessing you and your tribes. Bless, man. Hey, Nori, appreciate that. And we're seeing the relevance. It's all happening. It's all connecting. Left the VIX at 99. It's wild. Time to tribe up. Stay focused on the Most High. Stay with the frequency 432 in nature. Remember who we are. Maria MacArthur. This one, I need more. I love all of them. I told you Jackie Anthony been dropping, man. And we're going to get this, this is a big reason why this series might continue, just to be able to connect this with the Guayakam or the Guayakam, all right? As mentioned in the Bible, balsam of Gilead, Guayak, tree of life from the Americas, the pure resin, Guayakam, also queen of Sheba, brought to King Solomon. So they had the cure, man. It is a spice. Columbus looking for spices. They're all looking for the cure to the dog-headedness. They're looking to cure the dog-headedness. Syphilis ravaging Europe, not Black Death, but the curse. Syphilis was the curse. That is the Black Death, man. That's the eternal curse, right? We got that. So this series might continue just to connect this balsam of Gilead, man, with the Guayakam. Oh, man, it's still popping around here. It's still popping. I want to get one more quick vid on this Mercury, and then we're going to move on to Platonic solids. Now, this cat right here is actually trying to connect the Mercury retrograde with the
flat. What I want to show you now is
with the flat Earth model, man. So the azimuthal equidistant AE projection. So let's dig on a few minutes of this and get orientation while I go ahead and handle Daddy Daycare.
I want to talk about the 3D model that I made, specifically Mercury's retrograde motion and possible transits of the sun. Now, Venus, all the planets display retrograde motions, but Mercury and Venus display retrograde motions with respect to the sun. Okay, so what do I mean by retrograde motion? I'll provide a link that shows all the planets doing their retrograde motions. Now, what retrograde means is to move backwards, basically. So when we look up in the sky, we see, for instance, Mars goes forward and then it appears to stop and goes backwards a little bit and then goes forward again and then appears to stop and then goes backwards a little bit and then goes forward again, appears to stop, goes backwards and forward. So what it's doing is it's drawing like a flower around the North Pole. I'll provide a link to how that works. Now, all the planets except for Mercury and Venus do this. So Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, Uranus, they all do this. But Mercury and Venus, these two wandering stars, they do something peculiar. Now, in this 3D model, I depict the retrograde motion of Mercury, but you have to pay close attention, and it wasn't, you couldn't really see it. So I'm zooming in here so we can see it more clearly. Now, if you pay attention to Mercury going around the sun, what it's going to do is it's going to perform its retrograde motion around the sun, basically. But I don't believe it's actually going around the sun. Or it might be going around it, but it's more like how an atom would look going around neutrons, like drawing an X around it, all kinds of crazy. Because sometimes you'll have a retrograde motion, you'll have a transit of Mercury going across the top, and sometimes Mercury goes across diagonal, then it comes across diagonal the other way, so it's like, well, what the hell? So that doesn't make any sense on the heliocentric model. But in the geocentric plane right here, what I mean by retrograde motion is, see how Mercury is slightly to the left over here? Everything is going to move clockwise, above looking down. Below looking up, it'd be counterclockwise, east to west. But from here, it's above looking down, east to west. So this is the east coast of the United States. That's the west coast. So everything's going to rise in the east and set in the west. So it's all moving clockwise. Now, since the sun is moving clockwise, Mercury will slowly lag further and further behind the sun, and then it'll catch back up to the sun, go in front of it, and then lag behind. Now, you would think the time it takes to do these would be the same, but it's not. Since everything's moving clockwise, Mercury has to kind of climb uphill for its retrograde motion to climb clockwise to catch up to it. And then when it goes counterclockwise, it kind of goes really fast because it's kind of like a downhill motion. So what you'll notice in this model, if you pay attention to Mercury and the sun, is Mercury will slowly lag behind the sun, and it'll stop at about 0, 1, 2 hours. It never goes really further than 2.5 hours back, and any further than 2.5 hours forward. But you'll notice it as it's going around. You'll notice Mercury lag behind about 2.5 hours, and then go forward about 2.5 hours, and then lag behind. And that's the retrograde motion of Mercury, so let's pay attention to Mercury. Venus also displays a retrograde motion, but Mercury's retrograde motion takes 88 days, while Venus is a lot longer than that. And so I'll make another video just explaining Venus's retrograde motion. And the other planet's retrograde motion is pretty simple to understand. So notice how Mercury is really far behind the sun right now. It's about 2 hours behind the sun right now. That's about as far as it's going to get. Now, this isn't an accurate representation of time. See, I squeezed these all into 45 frames so you could see the retrograde motion of Mercury. I made every 6 hours a day, basically, with relation to the moon. And so everything's just slightly moving faster to catch up. But towards the end, it's not an accurate representation of time with relation to photographs you can take at the end of time. At the end of it's about 2 28-day cycles because the moon route goes backwards compared to the sun about twice. That's about 2 lunar cycles. So watch how Mercury lags behind the sun here, and now it's going to begin its retrograde motion, and it's going to start catching back up to the sun. Now the peculiar part is this retrograde motion, where it catches back up with the sun, takes a little over 2 months, while the normal motion, if it going backwards behind the sun, happens in just under 2 weeks. So we can understand this by see how it caught back up with the sun. And every time I move the mouse, it kind of makes it lag a little bit. So you just have to pay attention to Mercury. Now it passed up the sun, and it's going in front of the sun. And I've only got 45 frames here, so it'll start over once it hits 45. So I'm just going to pause it right at 45. Boom, then everything starts over. So what I want to show you now is I'm going to move it 4 frames ahead, and we're just going to see how everything moves with relation to the sun. So see how Mercury goes back just a little bit. Oh, whoops. Not too far. Let's go back to that. All right. Now Mercury moves a little farther behind that. And now moving a little bit further. 1, 2, 3, 4. Moves a little further back. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now it starts getting closer. Starts catching back up to the sun. So this is retrograde motion right here. This is a little easier way to understand it. It's catching back up with the sun, and then it's going to end up surpassing the sun. So now it's caught back up with the sun, and now it's going to pass up the sun. And that's the retrograde motions of Mercury with relation.
All right. I mean, that's just another look at it when you want to look at, closer to reality orientation. And instead of thinking about planets, start thinking about wandering stars, man. Start thinking about these energies that are governing the matrix, the matrix. Love to the bro. Make sure you get all the drop that Natural by Law's been doing on these Canaanite dog heads, man. He's been doing it for years, man. So go, make sure you get all that water. He got, modern dog head folks, on all fours running around. It's crazy, man. Make sure you get that drop over there. Natural by Law got the drop. So with that, we're jumping right into Platonic solid, sacred geometry, secret flower of life. And that's going to tie into our dismount with this Terrance Howard update, man. Let's get an update on how the bros doing, how we rocking. Let's get a piece of this, man. Love to Spotty Dog. I can't make it up, man. Spotty Dog Creators, man. Lego.
Sacred geometry was preserved throughout history in Freemasonic circles, since it was believed to be important knowledge revealing the secrets of our universe. The secret of sacred geometry is that vibrations or sounds form geometric patterns. Goethe reputedly said that indeed geometry is frozen music. Music is geometry, and geometry is music. The basis.
Wow, so music is geometry, geometry is music. They say geometry is frozen music. So we talking the sound, the wave, the music, man, the ancient love song.
The universe is form and pattern. Both are organs of perception, and the phenomenal world we perceive seem to be best understood as systems of pure pattern, or as geometric structures of form and proportion. Due to this, many ancient cultures chose to examine reality through the metaphors of geometry and music. Sound, like word and rhythm, forms the trinity of the shamanic power of language. Sound of a certain octave is reputedly able to produce psychic, psychological, or emotional effects, and also freeze water, kill a man, or break down walls, as in the biblical legend of Jericho. The frequency of 432 Hz is deeply intertwined in nature. However, most music worldwide has been tuned to 440 Hz since the...
So 432, we rocking with the natural, right? Love to the bro.
International Standards Organization endorsed it in 1953, following the prior recommendation of the Nazi Party spokesman Joseph Goebbels in 1939. Research suggests that the international standard of 440 Hz tuning generates a deliberate and healthy effect in the environment and human physiology. According to Brian T. Hollins, it brings about an unnatural 8 Hz change in how we think and how our DNA regulates our genetic makeup. The structure of certain sacred architecture contains within it complex geometry which mimic the biogeometry of life and generate harmonics that have a noticeable effect on people's states of awareness.
Awareness, so we just, we're just pushing vibration awareness. You don't have to, donate to none of the causes we rocking with or, support none of the merch. You know what I mean? You ain't got to have no drop tuner service. Just spread the vibration. At the end of the day, we have services, to benefit our community. But all we're doing is spreading the vibration, man. Just surf the wave, man. That's all we about. You want to do more, you want to, see us build faster. That's a whole nother flow. Let's go. Front lines, let's go. At the end of the day, all we ask is that you come hijack free and surf the wave. Let's get this one more time. This is that real Spallone. We just talking music. We talking frequency.
32 Hz is deeply intertwined in nature. However, most music worldwide, biblical legend of Jericho. The frequency of 432 Hz is deeply intertwined in nature. However, most music worldwide has been tuned to 440 Hz since the International Standards Organization endorsed it in 1953, following the prior recommendation of the Nazi Party spokesman Joseph Goebbels in 1939. Research suggests that the international standard of 440 Hz tuning generates a deliberate and healthy effect in the environment and human physiology. According to Brian T. Hollins, it brings about an unnatural 8 Hz change in how we think and how our DNA regulates our genetic.
So when it alters how you think, it alters your reality. Now go back with this whole Atlantis, Shepherd, Cephalus, Anubis, hijack. Think about the pyramids over there, right? How the King's Chamber, remember, is tuned to 440 Hz. The King's Chamber in the Great Pyramid is tuned to 440. The same frequency that these Nazis started using to suppress the consciousness of they people that they were doing experiments on. They people. The same way that they're kicking out 440 in our radios and our TVs and, cell tower. Everything's being standardized, weaponized. And our next, couple, golden spikes, we're going to go back to that, quiet weapons, silent weapon, quiet wars, silent war, quiet weapon. You know what I'm talking about. Silent weapons, quiet wars, man. And, this is Something that Yosef the Real's been kicking steady in the ether. Love to the bro. We're going to touch on it. The bro just kicked some great drop. Go get his drop on his YouTube page, man. So get the drop, Drop Nation, man. It's, fully getting wavy on you, man. And we popping off, man. We still in the third wave, man. And we about to have season 3 pop off in the ether November 15th. Next Shabbat. Be there, man. Let's go. Let's go, man. It's been a beautiful Levi. We flowing. Ahab to the dragon. Sponsors on the wall. Silver Dragon, Gold Dragon, Copper Dragon. Everyone supporting, man. The entire Ether Squid Eye, man. Support the flow. Support the Ether Squad. Support us as we grow. This is what we're doing right in your face, bone. Because we dodging the hijacks. We out that 440. We out that Atlantis. And let's spiral up, man. Support your family. We spiraling.
Makeup. The structure of certain sacred architecture contains within it complex geometry which mimic the biogeometry of life and generate harmonics that have a noticeable effect on people's states of awareness. When combined with the chants and mantras, people can quite literally massively amplify their consciousness. There is pervading the whole universe a single homogeneous resonance, a sound or tone which acts, so to speak, as the awakener or vivifying power, stirring all the molecules into action. Without this resonance or motion amongst the quiescent particles, there would be no visible universe. Alexander Lauterwasser writes in The Creative Music of the Universe, at the physical level, the intricacies, beauty, and interrelationships of what could be called the superconscious designs of the universe are gradually being revealed. From this perspective, there is no essential difference between the structure of an atom, galaxy, a chakra, a crop circle, or even the Sufi whirling dervish ceremony. It is only a matter of scale and perception. As above, so below. Within these phenomena lies something, some process perhaps that suggests the superconscious design with its fundamental archetypal patterns and displays of unity. Professor Robert Moon at the University of Chicago has demonstrated.
We just talking to Platonic Silas, man. Love to the Templar. Make sure you subscribing to Irvin Reed out here, man. You got, Drop Nation still out here, still kicking up dust. We talking Platonic Silas, dodecahedrons, isosahedrons, the cube, man. All these represent a different element, right? Fire, water, air. We talking the ether. So, we talk elements. We talking the dragon. We talking the dragon. We talking the flame, right? We talking the ice. We talking the full flow. So come on, man. We getting to that Terrance drop. Let's go for the dismount. Let go. Hey.
That the entire periodic table of elements, literally everything in the physical world, is based on these same 5 forms. Sacred geometric shapes can occupy both a static and dynamic position. The static position is a low entropy state, whereas the dynamic position is a high entropy state. Hence geometry.
Right, quick. Remember, Terrance Howard said there are no straight lines in that last drop, right? So he said there's no straight lines. So where are we getting the straight lines? So remember, we got the inhale and the exhale, the breath. When it comes to Platonic solids, you got different ones that look like they're sucked in. Different ones look like they, are full of breath, like they're full of a breath. And other ones look like they just exhaled. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale.
Geometry can be used for both destructive and creative purposes. To give an empirical example related to the dodecahedron, Moon showed that the last natural element of the periodic table, uranium, was based on the form of 2 connected dodecahedra being torn apart. This rupture creates a toxic nuclear radiation. Interestingly enough, the most intriguing of all Platonic solids and the most mystically significant is the dodecahedron.
We heard this before, that in the spirit science, that they couldn't even mention the word dodecahedron. So it's a lot of power coming out of this particular frame and shape, man. We just surfing the wave.
I.e. the 5th element, aether. The ancient Greeks considered knowledge of the dodecahedron a closely guarded secret and feared that this pattern could cause tremendous destruction if misused. Only hints at this pattern's existence were given publicly, as in Plato's famous statement that the Earth seen from above appears like a 12-sided leather ball. Modern Russian scientific research has discovered that there is indeed a dodecahedral pattern to the Earth's crust. The Earth is a living crystal with energy meridians much like the human body. Further to this, findings in 2003 from NASA reveal that the shape of the universe is a dodecahedron based on phi, the golden ratio. The dodecahedron was also found to have importance in relation to DNA. Dr. White mapped out the relationship between the amino acids across the 3D surface and found that it formed a dodecahedron. The universe is a dodecahedron, the Earth is a dodecahedron, DNA folds into the dodecahedron. As above, so below. As you sit here, millions of cells are splitting, undergoing mitosis, and the whole process is being guided by hyperdimensional geometry. Phi, the golden ratio, 1.618, is the universal constant of the design within the physical, i.e. phi cycle, reality. Phi can be found throughout the universe, from the spirals of galaxies to the spiral of a Nautilus seashell, from the harmony of music to the beauty in art, from the microscopic to the macrocosmic. The constant symmetry of the golden ratio throughout nature.
And this is the 432. This is the spiral. This is the 9, which is why they were talking 432 versus 440 to get you back in nature, to get you back in the spiral. This is all we're talking about, vibrational awareness. Now you're on the spiral. So whether you're talking dodecahedron, we already know we're on a plane. We know the Earth is not a dodecahedron. I mean, damn, you got a lot to explain now. I never seen water curve into a dodecahedron. But yeah, man, you know what I mean? We get the point. Yeah, maybe when we talk universal, you know what I mean? When we talk a universe, you know what I mean? Or, you know what I mean? Some other, layer of existence that, wraps up our reality. Maybe we are talking spheres and dodecahedrons, but we know that in this physical reality, water's not curving into a ball or a dodecahedron, but it's all about the spiral. So get the dropout. Know that when they got you trapped in the 440, they got you trapped in this infinity sign. They still got you in a loop. This is ancient science, ancient Atlantean frequency in my naga. Whether you like it or not, believe it or not, you are waking up in a frequency war. And you got to wake each other up. And this is the combination, man. This is the cross sticks, that's helped us. So we're just sharing it with you. When we combine our frequency with our orientation, you know what I mean? When we put all that together with the indigenous truth, man, and then link it, right back where it needs to be in the ancient love song, in our Torah, in our Tanakh, hey, it's all happening. The spiral exists. He exists. She exists, man. We back.
Also attests to the holographic nature of reality. In the 15th century, Fibonacci discovered that if you add 1 to itself, then 2 to 1, then the sum 3 to 2, and the sum 5 to 3, etc., then you end up with a series of numbers, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, etc. The ratios of these one to another dance around and approach more and more closely to the golden ratio. These ratios describe the most efficient way of packing spirals about.
I showed you some really cool.
All right. Now they're going to do their own spirit science drop, so I just kind of get, a little bit of the water, because Terrance Howard got the water. Love to the bro, man, T. Howard, man. He said, man, I'm out of here, man. I'm going to dig on Platonic solids, man. And we got this link last time, and, I guess they were dropping a couple of these joints. Now, what is he saying about gravity? It's an effect, not a cause. So, does it exist? Does it not exist? We don't need it on a flat realm, right? We don't need gravity. We don't need no excuse for water curving in and being stuck into a ball, spherical in a vacuum of space. You know what I mean? Now we know there's water above, water below, water, man. So Terrance proves gravity. Let's get a couple minutes of this, and then we're gonna, get an interview that a sister did with the bro explaining, where he stands, man, with things for the dismount. Let's get it.
Won't understand.
Yeah. No, you'll get it. Here we go. Let me share the screen here.
I'm a belly flop. Let's go.
And the red ones in the middle here are where the magnetic field is strongly polarized at the north and south poles, which gives you aurora borealis.
Now, I have a question. Now, does this mean that you would be able to control what kind of atmosphere the planet has as well? That you can change that? Because So you can create it, that means you can change it.
We now have a system by which you can, it's the arrangement of linchpins and the axis upon which they are spinning in relation to each other, and or vibrating. And by doing that, we can create a condition, any condition that we want.
So you can have human life here, is what you're saying.
We can really create life.
If you were able to, if you're able to change and alter these external fields and understand, like, at least this would give us a method of studying it in such a way that we now understand that it's external pressures being applied from the outside in, not the standard model where you have internal fission reaction nuclear in a planet with magnetic fields from iron cores, etc., going outward, right? That's all kind of ego based at the center. This is pretty solid evidence that everything we're observing is from the outside coming in. So the entire universe is actually creating these planets from the outside in, huh? You're being affected from the outside in, huh? Tehuti is in retrograde. Outside in, from space itself, the pressures.
Returning waves.
Yeah.
It's the returning waves that are creating the geometry that we call reality.
Yeah, it's like, it's crazy. It's like Saturn is a reflection. It's like a mirror reflection of the external forces that are creating it. So this is where external forces, man. Now you got the gods, right? Now you got the influence of the stars. Oh, go experience the influence of the stars. The influence is creating this reality, this simulation. This is why they got the drop on it, because they can influence it. That's why they can make somebody a star, and then they can take it away, because they have the influence based on the frequencies within the matrix. All power has been given to me, Matthew 28, Jesus. You got the Horus drop, man. You got the Tehuti Thoth drop, man. The Amun Ra drop, right? Oh, Amun Ra's the Holy Spirit. Oh, Christ is the Holy Spirit. See where you're getting this from. This is not OG. This is not OG to be hijacked like this, man. But this is an OG hijack. Terrance Howard, man, is pulling back a few layers. Matter slows down.
Now, this is Saturn. Have you done this with the other planets? Just did this today. This is crazy.
No. Now show her the galaxy.
And then the other one I've done is, let me do a save just in case to make sure I don't lose anything. Open recent galaxy. Planetary. I think it's the second one. So this one is similar, except it's a whole lot simpler. Where galaxies are so large, there's no central magnetic field in this one. This strongly polarized. There's only essentially one weak magnetic field and only 4 vortexes and 2 particle systems of different mass. Because it's not like a spherical type of system, right? So it's only basically 2 poles, essentially, or single pole, really. And so what happens when I play this one? It's the same idea. You just have 2 particle systems. Let's go back to the front and play it. So this is the matter is essentially coming from inside the galaxy and being unwound, right? It's unwinding like a spiral in reverse. And it may stop it at exactly 504 frames of iterations. It should be large enough to... It takes a minute to process because there's over 300,000 particles in this system. Wow. Let me get to 504. It's a pretty close match. Let's go back. That's 506. So you see, it's almost perfect, right? It's actually the groupings of the particles. 504 is almost bang on.
504, right at the 9.
Yeah, 504 frames, like actual frames. Yeah.
Notice he said 504 right at the 9. Is Terrance Howard crazy? That's what they want to say, right?
504 is almost bang on.
504, right at the 9.
Right at the 9. He's talking the spiral, the noon, the seed. He laid it out at the Emmys. They said, let's talk about Empire. He said, man, let's talk about Platonic solids. And hey, out to this sister right here who has an exclusive interview. And my sister, Daytime Tea Time, man. Hey, out to Daytime Tea Time. We're going to belly flop a little bit of this and get it for the diss smile. All right, this is part 2. Hey, for surfing the wave with you, bro. Hope you're having a yapa day, evening, night, all that. Get it on, man. Get it popping, man. Get your exercise on. Get your diet all the way ethered up, man. Get your communication strong. Yeah, they in they Thoth retrograde. What does it mean to you? It means we ether up every time. We choose up every time. And we make it do what it do. Is he crazy?
This is a Candid Candace exclusive.
Okay.
Hey everybody, my name is Candace and you are watching the Candid Candace Show. If you're new to my channel, please make sure you subscribe. Okay, so let's get right into it, you guys. I have an exclusive interview to share with you guys that I conducted with the phenomenal actor Terrance Howard. I was recently contacted by Terrance Howard's team, and you guys, it is truly my honor and my pleasure to have him on the show. Terrance and I had a very candid conversation discussing a lot of the things that he has going on in his life, specifically his scientific and humanitarian plans. Some of these plans he did discuss on the red carpet at the 2019 Emmys, but the people who interviewed him, they pretty much made a mockery of him, laughing at him about his ideas, pretty much making him look crazy. Well, I personally do not think that Terrance Howard is crazy, and I'm very happy to have him on the show and allow you all to really listen to him. When people are talking about things that you don't understand, you shouldn't laugh at them. You should listen to them and then ask them questions, and that's exactly what I did. And you guys, Terrance Howard is a very, very smart man. This book that he has and his new geometry that he's teaching and the technology that he is discovering, you guys, it's phenomenal. But I don't want to say any more. I just want you guys to watch the interview and allow Terrance Howard to speak for himself and show that he is not crazy. He's creative. Enjoy the show. This is a Candid Candace exclusive. But you said thank you to me, but I wanted to say thank you to you. Like, I really want to thank you just for being a part of my show because, I mean, I was honored. I'm like, you want to be on my show? I just tell my opinion and, converse with my viewers. So for you to want to be a part of it, I'm just grateful. So I want to say thanks.
No, you should. Anytime somebody speaks out the way you did, they should be applauded for it. And since you raised the question or was defending the sanity within this argument that I have, since you were holding a lot of that court, then I'm like, let's utilize the platform and discuss
talk about it. Okay.
So you go ahead. This is under your tutelage now.
Okay. I mean, so let's just jump right into the statements that you made on that red carpet. That was the Emmys, right? So
yes.
Okay. So I'm not going to read everything you said, just the specific points that I wanted to. So you said, I made some discoveries in my own personal life with the science that Pythagoras were searching for. I was able to open up the flower of life properly and find the real wave conjugations that we've been looking for 10,000 years. And then you went forward to say that, your plans, which is that you're going to prove that gravity is an effect and not a force. And you will build the planet Saturn without gravity and build the Milky Way galaxy without gravity. Now, like you saw from my video, the people who interviewed you, they laughed. I mean, a
Oh
lot of
my
other,
God!
yeah. I mean, they laughed. I mean, and like you saw from my video, I was offended for you without even knowing what you were talking about. It was just pure disrespect, as if your thoughts weren't valid.
I've made some discoveries in my own personal life with the science that, you know, Pythagoras was searching for. I was able to open up the flower of life properly and find the real wave conjugations that we've been looking for 10,000 years.
I didn't do too well in trigonometry. What is the
Platonic solids?
Wow.
Conjugating going on?
You thought that was it. It isn't. There's more.
No.
I'm going to be able to prove that gravity is only an effect and not a force. I'm putting something on YouTube where I will build the planet Saturn without gravity and build the Milky Way galaxy without gravity.
Aren't you getting a star? Rebuilding the universe.
Look at them, man. They're paid to do this. Laugh it off. She has the perfect look. Laugh it off. He's speaking nonsense. All this uppity negra, right? That's what they want to say. So gravity is an effect. Well, who's the cause, man? Who's the cause? I'm sure you're thinking on the cause, especially if it's being influenced from the outside in. Who are they worshiping, man? In Atlantis? What's really popping with these frequencies? This retrograde of Tehuti.
There you go. Where you get the star?
So again, I think that will be an even more widely attended cover. He gets a star Tuesday on the Hollywood Walk.
We got to be there.
But he's rebuilding Saturn
Right.
at that
Without
last.
gravity.
And no Platonic solids.
Yeah.
I don't want to go viral.
Right.
This is not
that
good.
actually, that is you. Like the whole world is trying to go viral, and you don't want to go
No,
viral. That's good.
please.
Good for you. You're being true to yourself.
And so I guess my first question, before you even explain anything about science, how did that make you feel to watch that back and see them make a mockery of you? Not what you're saying, they made a mockery of you.
Well, the funny thing is, as David would attest to, when we started this entire process, setting all this in motion, writing the book, building the technologies, you know, we understood that it would come in certain phases, and that someone would have to put their head out for a minute, and it would look like it's about to be ran over by a semi, and then backed up over it again. And we knew ahead of time that it wasn't going to be met with roses and, you know, and well wishes.
Right.
So that's all been part of an interesting dance. I could say it hurt, but what hurt more, what hurt was, wow, it's going to take a lot sometimes for a generation to recognize how far off it is from its salvation, but also how far off, how close it is to its own reckoning, you know, by our inability to find balance with everything else that's in balance in the universe. You know, our tone will be snuffed out. So I listened to it more so from a saddened place, but also knowing that that was supposed to occur and would have to occur. Here I'm questioning everything. I said I can take a physics simulation. That's what I basically meant.
I'm sharing that on Tuesday when I receive my star. I'm going to be able to prove that gravity is only an effect and not a force. I'm putting something on YouTube where I will build the planet Saturn without gravity and build the Milky Way galaxy without gravity.
I can take a physics simulation. That's what I basically meant. Some of the work that Chris Seeley has done, taking a physics simulation, the same physics program that they use at MIT, that they use at Princeton, at CERN. You know, the same. It's a very high tech program, and he was able to build the planet Saturn, or all of the effects of the planet Saturn, by just using a number of vortices and showing them in relation to each other. And it also I don't know if you've seen the video.
I did. A few times. I had to watch it a few times to completely understand. And using the example of tornadoes being vortices, like for me, I needed that. I needed layman's terms.
A whirlpool.
Was it a whirlpool? I thought it was a tornado.
A tornado is a whirlpool.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Just look further down, but most of the times we don't get to see whirlpools, from a y-axis of it, looking at it standing up vertically.
Right.
You see the whirlpools, going down the tub when the water's going out.
Yeah, but I mean, that simple word, vortices or vortex, like they laugh, like, ha, vortices. But then when you say tornado, they're like, oh, okay, a tornado. So sometimes I just feel like if you're using a word that perhaps we're not using all the time, or we don't hear a lot, or just a word we don't know, that's where the laughs come in. But it seems that it's perhaps them being uncomfortable with not knowing. That's just my opinion.
No, I like the opinion. It's let them be uncomfortable for a time. I mean, when people are uncomfortable, they listen.
Mm-hmm.
They listen. Now, I would have thought, because I know I use vortices so many times inside the book too, because I'm always talking about these vortices.
Yeah.
But it has so much. I guess it does tell the same power and story that's within the tornado and that constant spin. But everything in the universe is reduced down to those two things, whether something is spinning to the right or spinning to the left.
Okay.
If it's spinning northeasterly, then what it's becoming is electric, because it's seeking a higher pressure condition. Picture a rock, falling, a 1,000,000-ton rock falling into a crevice, a hole in the bottom of the ocean, and how that rock would move with urgency towards the center of the earth. Well, that's what electricity is doing. It's moving, seeking a higher pressure condition. The deeper that rock goes, the greater the surrounding pressure. And that increases the electrical conductivity, because things are closer to each other. When things are further away, you can get a spark across, but it's a lot different when they're touching each other like this. And especially if you can get them to overlap each other. Look at how much more conductivity you have taking place. And that's what electricity is doing, spinning northeast. And whereas magnetism, so that they both can fit together, magnetism says, since you're going to spin northeast and seek a higher pressure condition, what I'm going to do, since we're equal and opposite mates, I'm going to spin southwest. And as a result of spinning southwest, it's become centrifugal, where you have one that's centripetal, seeking a higher pressure zone, and the other one is centrifugal, expanding outwardly, radiating, magnifying, rarefying that which was once this tightly held together. And that's the dance between all things in existence. It's at some balance between its electric contraction and its magnetic dispersion.
Inhale, exhale. Hawa. Is Terrance Howard crazy, in your humble opinions, Drop Nation? So because we are talking about the 9, the spiral, and even this whole cause effect of this unprovable force, this theory that's, it's never a law, it's just a theory called gravity. And now we can get into the actual breath. This reminds me a lot of the flow of the ether and how they're trying to measure the Earth's movement through the ether, which they couldn't. So they had to do what? Abolish the ether. Einstein had to throw away the ether. Now we're just talking about the minds of the Naga, man, that's just connecting. And we don't got to be, degree holding scientists, man, to ask the right questions. With wisdom, we make their wise men look like fools. Their so-called wise men look like fools. Their science looks foolish to us. With our mama, with our breath, he's just talking about the inhale and the exhale. I'm going to belly flop a little bit, man, as promised. Looks like he's getting real deep right here, man. So let's go. Let's belly flop. Get a few more minutes for the dismount.
It's just not even fair anymore.
Wow.
So this right here, now let's take her and show her the combination of that with predicting the DNA. Okay.
Predicting the DNA?
The DNA of our bodies, the way our bodies are put together. There we go. Yeah, it's made up, before you start it, it's made up of five tones.
Okay.
5 tones. Phosphorus, oxygen, nitrogen, carbon, and hydrogen. Now, each one of these things are aligned next to another one as a way of passing on a tone, like keys on the piano. And when you watch them build themselves, you can let it play now. They naturally build themselves around this structure you were just looking at.
Okay.
This is the hydrogen, the nitrogen, the carbon, the phosphorus, and the oxygen bonding and communicating across our DNA, following these same shapes, which happens to just fit inside of the rift, that makes up our entire galaxy, the wall of our galaxy, that great rift. Everything is some smaller creature of some much larger being. Our entire galaxy is just the DNA, just one DNA strand of a much larger being. So for us to even be having this conversation within the lifespan of something like that is remarkable. But to talk about truth, to participate in a new paradigm, thank you. Thank you for But this is real.
Real spirit.
Now, this we did with animation in building Saturn. There was no animation there. That was just what occurred.
That's what I was going to ask. Did you do that intentionally, or?
No. Chris, tell her how it happened. I called you and was like, throw some of these things into different positions and see what they create. I thought he would come back to me a month from then, and show me something simple. I had no idea 3 hours later he was going to have that video.
And it looked like Saturn.
I just was like, wait a minute. That's why I had to talk to Mira. I was like, Mira, you need to hear this. You got to hear what they're...
It was quite profound. Like I was simply following the geometry the way Terrance was teaching me, the same way he was walking you through it. Right? He'd walked me through it for a couple of months, banging it into my head, so I just ended up lining up the vortexes, right? The tornadoes following, what Terrance refers to as the linchpin configuration, which is just 4 pointed towards a common center point. And then doubled it, and then I rotated it 120 degrees and follow up. Just let the geometry lead the way, right?
Yeah.
And then I realized that I put in like some particle systems and stuff, and then I just hit play. Essentially, I just angled them, following the right angles that I've turned to the linchpin, and then I hit play, and then it just morphed right in front of my eyes. And I was like, I don't believe what I'm seeing. Right? Even the hexagon on the top of Saturn was...
Yeah, that's the stuff that blew my mind. Literally, this had all occurred 3 days before the Emmys. So
that's why you were excited.
So freaking excited. I was like, and then he did it with just 2 linchpins and the Milky Way galaxy, and I was like, okay. All right, well, this is now becoming really fun. So we should show them a linchpin now.
Yeah, and can you explain to me what it is? Because when I watched the video, me and my husband, we were fascinated, but confused at the same time.
Right.
And I know linchpin is a term, that's your term. That's your actual term that you came up with, linchpin.
Yeah, I call it a linchpin because it's the constitution that holds everything together. But you see this all shape I have right here.
Yes.
Well, it is the backbone of the linchpin. Go to the single linchpin one that we have on the book. It'll be easier if you go to that.
And I mean, I'm just surfing the wave, man, as we make our way to a great dismount, man. Just continue, come back again with that silent weapon, quiet war connection. Go get that drop right away from Yosef the Real. Back in that report from Iron Mountain, man. We're going to dig on that as well, man. Love to the bro. And he's talking about a linchpin, something that's holding things together, right? He might end up going into the glue. I think he was talking about the glue that holds everything together as well at the Emmys. We were talking about the Hebrew, right? They talking about the glue. We just talking about the Hebrew. You're talking about the strong power going into the family. Now you have a gathering. Now you're walking, right? The El, right? The Aleph, right? The Ba'at, the Gam. Now you go through the entrance. So it's all in the Hebrew. Now, then you have your mama, not a man, but your mama saying, baby, you came through the door. Let me give you that breath. Let me give you that revelation. Now you got, this wisdom, this discernment. Now you got prophecy, right? Then you have your tent peg. You got your framer, your mother. Then you get your father. This is Picto Paleo, hijack free. This ain't nothing connected with the Arabic, nothing connected with the, Aramaic, this, with the Greek, with the that. We're just talking Picto Paleo. That's where you got your, not hey, because they're trying to get that He-Man. No, we're talking about the, right, the breath. So we're just talking the breath this whole time. He's talking about the breath. And then we get the wah. They're searching for a wah, right? They're searching for the power, the creator, the glue. He's talking about the lynch pin, right? The security, the hook, right? This literally in the picto seems to be referring to these linchpins that this brother Terrance is connecting to the tent peg, the linchpin, the added security, the hook, the foundation, the glue, right? So you're talking the vibration, the sound, the music, the Platonic solid, all connecting and starting off and popping off with the breath. Ha-wah, unity, a unified breath. Wah, then you get your zan, right? Then you get your cutoff, your food, your nourishment, your weapon. Now you're weaponized with the breath of security. Hawa, linchpin or tent peg, foundation, security, foundation, security. Did Terrance lose his mind? Or are we just talking revelation, breath?
The one that's in the book. You just pass the all shade.
And the book being interactive is certainly helpful.
Yeah, that's the fun part. All of this stuff. We're about to take you through an interactive walkthrough here. So here's the linchpins there, but go up to where we're this is the fun part.
Yeah. Giordano Bruno, by the way.
Bruno's right there. That's who we were making reference to earlier. But I'm sure you'll be able to clip this all together. Back to the flower of life. There we go.
Yeah.
There's the linchpin right there to my left.
Okay.
Now,
got it.
What you're looking at is basically the bone structure. That's the very skeletal structure of that overall of the all shape. It's the same structure, but this is the scaffolding of it. So now we see how how the all shapes, behave in nature. And I am using the wrong term. The all shapes they really express every aspect of the universe as a whole. We were describing magnetic fields, and where the unshapes, I call them, the electric parts, describe the electric field. And these two together end up telling the entire story. So, but the center of each one of these all shapes, like it's 8 that made up this one, is the linchpin. So show her the linchpin now while I'm holding this one this way. And you can see the 3 points on it, but then just go to the linchpin in motion right there.
Which one? Can you put the cursor on which one you mean?
Yeah, this one right here. That's the linchpin right there.
Because I have it pulled up here on my tablet too.
Yeah, put it on. Now you'll see here 4 of the linchpins coming together.
Let's go.
Isn't that a daisy? Isn't that a crystal? And what's interesting is 4 of these coming together will bind.
Now, look at the picto. Back to the picto. Back to the picto. Now imagine this, you know what I'm saying, in that 3-dimensional model, you know what I mean? You got these points, you know what I mean? We're just talking 10 peg security, hook. You're putting them all together and you got a crystal. What they say water is, right? Water is crystals. Everything's, right? Platonic solids, crystals. It's Terrance Howard out of his damn mind.
On with another set of 4s and will bond and make a much larger structure, and they'll keep making a larger structure, but they'll still have that. So now let's show what happens when 5 of them bond. This is what I'm saying is a common factor of all things in the universe. This is 5 linchpins coming together, which is basically all shapes. It will be, and now one of the things they've always predicted, they've always said, is that a crystal can't be predicted how a crystal should.
Man. I mean, he's really, opening up some layers, man. Some layers, man. Linchpin, right? 10 peg. Look at the paleo, 10 peg. It's all happening. It's all happening.
It will be, and now one of the things they've always predicted, they've always said, is that a crystal can't be predicted how a crystal shall grow.
Right.
But this seems to pretty much tell the tale of crystalline formation. And everything that we see and experience is a crystalline formation.
But is it random?
There is no randomness to it because everything is going to keep coming back to this all shape. That's still the same shape as, come back to this now, DJ. If you can see me, that's still this same all shape.
That same shape. Okay.
That's the recursive thing that the universe keeps coming back to.
Wow.
As this, they call it, what's that favorite term? The Y delta, delta Y. And why it's so important. But those are the things that make it all predictable. And as a result of it, there's so much more technology that we can now access that wasn't available before when we thought the world was flat.
But I mean, we've been away from that.
And I guess it's where it's coming to, man. Damn, Terrance, man, we was rocking with you, man. We was rocking with you, man. That's it, man. I'm out of here, man. I guess that's my cue. I guess there's levels to this, man. Hey, man, man, you know, you got to get the water out. And obviously, he's talking gravity, so you should have already known he was in a different mode, a different model. But guess what, man? You know, along with these type of breakthroughs, you know what I mean, come many more, man. So I appreciate what the bro's doing and, you know, the sacrifice it takes, man, to, you know what I'm saying, stick your neck out, you know, especially, you know what I'm saying, for these dog heads. You got to stick your neck out sometime, man, and stand for something. You got to stand for something. And if you're going to stand for platonic silence, then you're standing for life. Then you're standing for a while. We can now really connect that linchpin drop. He said, what, delta Y delta? See all the paleo with the delta right here. You see it all happening. Go through your entrance, get your framing, your shaper. Inhale, exhale. Platonic silence, man. That's all we talking, man. Man, we out of here, man, with this couple quick just, you know, highlights from the family on Instagram. First of all, man, let me shout out a couple folks that's been dropping that water in the DMs, man, at the drop, man. Hit me up, 432 the drop on IG, man. Give me, you know what I'm saying? Just give me that water, man. Up to the bro, Brian McClure, man. Sundown 9 Spiral, man. Always wave surfing, dropping great music. Go hit him up, Sundown_9 Spiral on IG. That's Brian McClure, brother. My great Ock, man, what it do? Deja Vu 792, what it do? Mr. McClennan, what it do? My bro, Aztec Monster, Dukes, LA Flair, _GMG, what it do? Official Auto, my did, what it do, man? King Yo 33. My homie, Chef Carlos Emilio, man, what it do? Man, you know what I mean? My sister NP Stone O'Cree, what it do? Most Highest Consultee, what it do? Little Native Queen Kadesh, CJ Battle, man. You already know, man. You know what I'm saying? Dragon Warrior, you know what I mean? Now he goes on Rain, RAYNE, is Real 55, what it do? Cookie 112, By Any Means Necessary, my sister, what it do? Oh, man. Felton Fitness, what it do? Man, all the family on IG surfing the wave. This is Colossal, man. The bro, Brian, is this my bro? Nah, let me get it right. Mr. McClennan dropped this on us. And this is a quick drop from the bro Colossal, man. Get the drop on IG. About this Illinois secret. We talking Little Egypt. We talking Thoth, right? We talking Atlantis. Where's Egypt, man? Let's get some more substantiating sources that we in the old world. Let's get it, you know, just a quick minute of this, right?
So going back to the cabin you took us to earlier today, well, the entrance to the cabin, what is underneath there? What is
a series of caverns in sandstone?
Yeah.
And sandstone is not indicative to include caves or caverns. You have to have limestone for that and water flow. And so these are hand-hewn caverns.
Yeah.
Hand-hewn
so
caverns.
So the time to do it.
Yes. But see, the sandstone there where we were at is quite soft. It's not like it's not like you have to have a hammer and chisel just to you know, ping out an inch in a day.
Yeah.
You can take a piece of dogwood and a rock and carve several feet into it probably in a day.
Yeah.
It's not like it took 200 years for them to carve this cavern system into sandstone.
So is that where Alexander the Great, because they you know, you said earlier that they brought him over as well, his body.
They brought the entire family Sema over,
and that's all under there where we were earlier.
Yeah.
So, you know, why hasn't someone like just said, right, let's go and dig it up?
I've been hoping for years that somebody would say, hey, Harry Hubbard, he's got a loud mouth. I'm going to really put him in his place. Let's shut him up once and for all and let's make fools out of him and his buddy Paul Shafranca. And no one stepped forward to do that. No one, and I guess they see our data or see some of our videos, they just realize they don't want to tangle us when it comes to ancient languages or classical history.
So you've been doing this for decades now.
Yes.
Does it ever feel frustrating that, maybe no one said, well, like you said, all right, here's some money?
Has it ever felt frustration? For the past 20 years, every day, yes, it has felt frustrating. It's a nightmare. It is not a good thing to discover or find or try to propagate ancient Mediterranean tombs in North America.
No.
It's not. Yeah. Okay, if you're trying to change the history of North America, you have no friends.
Yeah.
If you're trying to change the history of the world, everyone hates you.
Tribe Nation, you already know. You already know this. You're trying to change the history, the fake narrative. The fake narrative of the Americas, man. You claim your history. You claim your title as the Khan. You say, I am the Khan. Everybody hates you, right? Nobody wants to talk truth. And it's not just us. They're stumbling on it too, man. And they're getting the hate too, like Graham Hancock and Max Spears and all that, man. I mean, what's the secret to America?
Oh, yeah. Okay, if you're trying to change the history of North America, you have no friends.
Yeah.
If you're trying to change the history of the world, everyone hates you. Okay, so there,
So why is that? Why is this sort of, like consensus is so held on so dearly by, conventional archaeologists and...
I was hoping you could tell me that. I don't know. People get locked into a mindset and a dogma, and they run with it, and that's what they do.
These are the artifacts they're finding in Illinois, man. Mauritania, right? Prince Uriel Bay said all that is Mauritania, man. Mauritania.
Yeah. So,
with permissions of the Pharaoh.
How do you see this developing in the future? How do you see your work unfolding further down the line?
It's things are taking place now. And others are coming into really understanding what we have been saying, and a lot of these people, they've known this and followed it for 16, 17 years.
Yeah.
And to understand all this is a long attention span, a required learning curve.
Yeah.
And because there's so much to it, it's been going on for so long, and now we are so far down the road. But we've got plenty of videos. We've documented as much as we could. I've written 2 books. I'm about halfway through, finished with book 3. That I have done my best to keep track of everything as bitter and truthful as it is, because a lot of it is a very, very bad story.
Yeah,
it's a bad story taking a turn awry for the worst. Okay.
Could you explain a little bit about that? Why is it bad storytelling?
Well, it's an ancient Egyptian tomb of Macedonians in the middle of the heartland of North America. It does.
It's a bad story to them because it's going to tell the truth about who the Americans are. And once they claim they, rightful footing, then all the world falls down, man. All the dominoes topple over, man. All the dog heads get exposed. All the Canaans that's still here in the promised land got to raise up because David was slicing these dog heads. Joshua was slicing these dog head giants, right? All this is written, and now it's coming to fruition. The awareness, whoa, we in a bad story. If this is true, these people wake up to who they are in the old world. I don't care what side they on of Atlantis and Mu and all this. Our ass is fully exposed, man. The hijackers on full exposed, man, and everything really is being exposed. All praise our creator. That's what the whole apocalypse is, right? Removing the veil.
Yeah, it's a bad story taking a turn awry for the worst. Okay.
Could you explain a little bit about that? Why is it bad storytelling?
Well, it's an ancient Egyptian tomb of Macedonians in the middle of the heartland of North America. It doesn't get any worse than that. It doesn't get any worse. I can't think of anything. If the people looking for Alexander's tomb had tablets with Alexander, Miriam and Setep and Ra, written in Egyptian glyph on them, they would just be dancing in the streets. Yeah. If they had half, 1/10 of what it is that we have here.
But if it was in somewhere where conventional wisdom,
right.
Say if it was in Syria or
Jordan or Macedonia or Greece or Italy.
But 2 hours east of St. Louis.
Yeah, no. That's not the right place.
That's not the right place. It's out of place from the lie. It's out of place from the illusion. Hey, man, love to Mr. McClennan, man. AI to Colossal for the drop. One more, man, having to do with a dragon war. One more having to do with a dragon war. Yeah, I mean, when we talking more on more, sometimes you gotta look up AI Raul Alvarado. What it do? Shalom, man. Shalom. He's representing. Hold on, man. Do we got them dragons in the sky, man? Oh, man, do I got the right? I don't know if I got the right IG, man. I'm over here. I saw some dragons in the sky drop, man. Maybe he just sent it to me. This Deja Vu 792. Yeah, man. Let me see, man. Oh, man. I mean, love to the bro. Seems to have a really, interesting IG. I see he's definitely looking in the scenics. He's definitely checking out the scenics. Oh, man. I was hoping he had this, dragons in the sky, dragons fighting in the sky drop, man. Hold up, man. Mike can still get it because he linked in this drop. Oh, shout out to UB News, man. What it do? UFO 2100. Let's check this out. Okay. This might be it right here, man. Let's check this out, man. I mean, they said it's a what? It says 2 worlds at war. I guess that's what's, translated. 2 worlds at war. I mean, open your eyes, man. Open your eyes. Whoa. What's going on in the clouds, man? Is it all happening? Is it all happening, man? Yeah. You're going to start seeing a lot of this. man. You're going to start, bang! You got hit. You got zapped with a thunderbolt or something, man. It was all bad from there. 2 worlds at war. Yeah, man. Shout out to, UFO 2100. Shout out to the bro, Deja Vu 792, man. And everybody, man, that want to drop these on me, man. Drop them. 432 to drop. Hit me up, man. Hey, man. A-high for the drop. To Chef Emilio, man. Dropping it on the Cash App. Please help us build. Please help us grow. You know what I mean? The vision, the drop. We got land to buy. We got frameworks to build. You know what I mean? It takes all hands in, all drop in. Click the link below. And, man, make sure you're rocking with the best, man. I'm talking CJ Battle for the dismount, man. Take it on home. Yeah. Hey. We back.
Jump back with some more.
some more, back for some more. Yeah. Back, think I got it. Yeah. Back for some more. Yeah. Back for some more. Back for some more. Yeah, I'm back. Think I caught it back. I think I caught the bag. Cause I'm in it. Yeah. You'll never catch me sad. Cause I'm winning. Yeah, I'm back with some more. Yeah, I'm back. Cause I caught it back. She back, and she called me back. Yeah, I'm back with some more. Back with some more. Yeah, I'm back. Cause I caught it back. Back with some more. Back with some more. Yeah, I'm back. Think I caught it back. Catch me at the stove with the grocery bag. I don't want no more, I want it more, cause I caught it back. Yeah. I just want some poke in my duffel bag. Put it on to the stove, like a hot attack. I just caught it back. I just want some more, cause I caught it back. Money on the floor, cause I caught the bag. Money on the floor, grenade on my toe, yeah. It's a long road, I ain't going down sad. Yeah, I'm back for some more, yeah, I'm back, cause I caught it back. You can't let me have it all. Need another apple. Back with some more, back with some more, back with some more, yeah, I'm back, cause I caught it back. Back with some more, back with some more, back with some more, yeah, I'm back, cause I caught it back. Back with some more, back with some more, yeah, I'm back with some more, yeah, I'm back, cause I caught it back. Back with some more, yeah, I'm back with some more, yeah, I'm back with some more, yeah, I'm back, cause I caught it back. Yeah, I'm back. CJ Battle, man. We back. We back for the stack, man. We back for the stack. Go ahead and make sure you get that SoundCloud, man. C.J.Battle at SoundCloud, man. Make sure you're tuning in every Wednesday, 7 o'clock Pacific time for the Ether Sessions by CJ Battle in the Ether. Download the app so you're in the Ether with the Ether Squad Eye. A to the dragons on the wall. Y'all keep supporting the real one. Subscribe to the bro. I mean, we tribing up, man. We tribing up, man. Make sure you're also in that drop shop at 432thedrop.com. They got that. We got that. Water. Drop Nation got that water in the drop shop. Check out CrystalJamesJewelry.com. CJ Battle got his own jewelry shop, man. His own jewelry shop, man. It's all happening over here. We quamming up. We quamming up, man. That means we rising. So y'all keep rising with us, man. Rise up. Tribe up. Vibe up. Drop Nation.